Hi, so tonight I had an oops forgot to record a Greater Rift 75. Thought I'd just do a short video on what I've done. Uh, Done some crazy stuff and some stuff that I would think that other people would expect to do. Um, First off, I've replaced the esoteric alteration with this Bane of the Trapped. So it's just for more damage for enemies under the effects of crowd controlling effects, and you get a little bit of that under the stun from the Templar, as well as I have well, this gives me, I believe this also gives me crowd or control impairing effect too on this actual amulet when you're let's see, Halcyon's Ascent. So secondary, when you use Arakat's champion, you mesmerize nearby enemies with your skill, causing them to jump uncontrollably for 7 seconds. I think it goes up to 8 seconds. Not a bad amulet. I would like to have one of the Hellfire amulets, but haven't gotten an ancient yet, and this is just too good to pass up. Also, if you didn't already notice, my Caldesann's Despair is Vitality, and yes, I decided to go rogue, decided to go nanners and do something I was talking about, which was instead of putting Caldesann's Despair for strength on all my items, I decided to go with the Vitality, because Vitality is well, among life and having more life and being able to survive a hit, an accidental hit, and having more life to get a chance to get away and heal myself up, or use a cooldown to survive, getting 2 hit. This is also Thorns, because we have the Heart of Iron, so gains Thorns equal to 300% Vitality. So I have a whole bunch of Vitality, just about 2 million Vitality here. And so the Thorns has gone up a little bit. The only problem again comes back to the fact that we're kind of squishy, because I replaced all my resist with strength, that this number's kind of come down. I'm not sure if I think that doing Vitality on all my items was a good idea after all. So what I'm thinking is that perhaps, I don't know, since I'm going to buck the trend of following what everyone else is doing, since I'm going to zig when everyone else is zagging, maybe I'm thinking that I'll level up a whole bunch of gems, which takes forever, and maybe I'll go with this, try a Flawless Royal Diamond. So even with losing all that Vitality, which means losing all that health and losing some of the Thorns, it's not really that much that if I got rid of all my Vitality on the Caldesann's Despair, that if I add this, I won't lose so much Thorns that it would gimp my damage. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe again, I'm tilting at windmills. I'm doing that crazy thing that most people say, why don't you just stop being stupid? Stop thinking too much. Do this. Put plus strength in there. It's toughness. It's supposed to be Thorns, but I don't know where. Okay, so deals damage to attackers when hit by melee or ranged attacks. Damage dealt is increased by a portion of your primary attribute. So I'm guessing the primary attribute is strength, correct? So here's a question: it must have a max amount that it can go up, because it didn't seem to matter when I put strength in the items. So we'll watch out. So it's 276,476. Give it a second. Alright, so you see that weird little thing where it changes, but that's just because of the skill that decreases the damage while I'm standing still. So apparently when you move things in and out, that you get that little weird change in your Thorns. But look, it didn't change at all. There's no difference here. I I don't believe that this was a mistake or an oversight on Blizzard's part. So, what in the world is this? How can you tell me that strength does increase in thorns? I don't see it. Is this just the one thing they forgot to do among all the rest of this stuff? Maybe. I don't know. So anyway, that's where everything is at. Templar, he's still doing the same stuff. Don't die. Thunder Fury. S. Wayward. Oculus. Freeze of Deflection. My skills, or should I say my Paragon, is just throwing a ton of it into strength. I had tried it with a lot of vitality, and my vitality, or my life, was just huge. Thorns was pretty decent, but even though it says your toughness goes up, it really doesn't matter so much, because you're still going to get hit for a lot. It just means that instead of getting one shot, maybe it takes two shots. Two good shots to take you down. I just threw it back into strength. I know a lot of people are already doing that. I don't put anything to movement speed because, again, I have steed charge, and because my cooldown reduction is over 63% right now, I can be up on my steed charge all the time, so there's absolutely no reason for movement speed. I have no movement problems. Here, working on finishing critical hit damage, that's just because I'm 759, and I need to get that up to 800 to cap that off. Same thing, cap that off. Oh yeah. So defensive, there. Oh, okay. I think you can read it yourself without me mousing over. Because I don't know about you, but every time I'm watching at somebody's skills and their passive skills, I want to hit the pause button at the right time, because this tells you everything. I don't need you to mouse over and show me this stuff. You just show me what you're doing. I'll pause it without having, I got all these crazy things all over. I can't see what, I got to stop. I can't pause. It's, Alright. I know, that was a little crazy. I get a little wild sometimes. A little too much caffeine. I think it might just be, nuts or something. Yeah, this indestructible right now. That's, for me, of all these passive abilities, this is one I just find I gotta keep going back to, because I'll keep getting that moment where the boss or an ad will take me down, and this is just too important. Without this, I can't survive. Even if I spend all my time running on the outside, I just simply cannot survive all that damage. And anyway, Bane of Stricken 71, Boyarsky's Chip 71, and Bane of the Trap 71, and then this esoteric alteration. I've been farming 70s right now, trying to work on paragons, trying to level up my gems. I'll throw this in the place of Bane of the Trap just because it makes it so much easier to survive. But I keep coming back to wondering what was Blizzard's intention when they gave us Caldesann's Despair. Because it just seems like to me, with this Legacy of Nightmare set, that watching the videos of everyone who's playing Greater Rifts at the level I'm at, which is 75 and above, that the people who talk in their videos say, man, you just gotta not get hit. You get hit, you're gonna get destroyed. I kind of wonder now. Here's my mad scientist, got my tinfoil hat on again. And now I'm kind of thinking maybe this is the direction I'm going to go. Maybe I should throw a ton of resistance on for Caldesann's Despair. Get that toughness up, and then work on grinding Paragon points, increasing, my gems. Perhaps that's the way to go. I mean, take a look at this real quick. So I'm going to knock this stuff out. So you see toughness 183, yada yada yada. We're going to take that out. So it was 183. You see where the physical resist, all the resist there. Alright, so we're going up. So now we're up at 1,000 here, and we're at 237. So damage has gone down a little bit. As I said, Thorns doesn't do anything, so somebody's got to explain to me what the heck. Maybe there's a cap. Maybe after a certain amount of strength, it just caps and you can't get any more. So it's useful up to a point, and then it just stops becoming valuable. In which case, then I think, okay, so maybe I stick with vitality, because I know that that'll keep adding thorns, and I'll show you here in a second. I think I might have already shown you in another video, but I'll just do it just because that way no one says, why didn't you show us? So 237. So already it's already over the amount that I got in strength. No resistance, survivability. Over 2 million. All that means is I can take 2 hits perhaps and not die. Probably be dead in the third one. So I don't know, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the smarter way to do this. Maybe I should be throwing everything I can into resistance and get this up to the point where physical damage gets reduced a bunch, so that I can't get 1 shot or 2 shot or 3 shot even. I know some people go with a build that uses the shield that gives you block chance, and they just stack abilities that increase this block chance and get them to the point where they're like almost 100% block chance, and that helps them survive a little better. Probably doesn't help them very much against the kind of magical enemies, mobs that you're going to run through. And that's where you get all this stuff. Maybe this is where it's better. I don't know. Anyway, it's just stuff I'm thinking about doing. And I thought I'd share about you. And okay, this has gone a little bit too long. I thought it was going to be short, but it's never short with me. So, alright. Take it easy, dudes. On to 80.